Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another Sacred Union Energy Update, a brand new Sacred Union Energy Update. I'm going to be honest with you guys, it has been a tough month. I am feeling great as far as self-empowerment and emotions and all that stuff, but when it comes to energy, it feels like we have just been through it, and it feels like everything is taking a lot more effort right now. So I'm going to go over here and grab my lapis heart because I need some added support to communicate and articulate. It feels like everything feels like it's just taking a little bit more effort, especially here in the month of August. Well, we're now in September, but in the month of August, it was a little bit of a heavier energy. There were some tower moments. There was some dense energy. A lot of it was because we were going through some clearings. There was a lot of transformation and a lot of shifts on a collective level. We were transmuting not just for ourselves, but we were transmuting for the collective, that dense, heavy energy. And it does feel lighter going into September, but it still feels like things are taking a lot more effort. It's just because I've gotten this understanding as well that we are doing a lot of energy work on the astral realm, on the astral plane. I did a channeling the other day where my consciousness was actually brought to the astral realm, which was very new for me. When I channel intuitively. I allow the messages to come forth through me, and I translate from there. The messages, the energy basically comes down from the energetic plane through me. But when I was doing this channeling, my mind was consciously there, and I was clairvoyantly seeing the astral realm and what was taking place. So there's a lot of work that we are doing right now energetically. I talk about this on Instagram, Facebook, and here on the community page on YouTube. I'm going to be doing a sacred channeling on this as well over on my sister channel, Susan Dawn Ascension Connection. So make sure that you're subscribed over there as well. We're going to be recapping the collective messages that I've been getting about this. We're also going to be talking about new understanding and insight I've gained about sacred partners, twin flames, as well as the divine masculine and the divine feminine and how they relate to each other, the dynamic that they have with each other, especially for those of you who are in sacred partnerships, and how that's going to apply and help you to continue to heal and move further into the process of union. So make sure that you're subscribed over there. I'm hoping to have that channeling up today, but like I said, everything is taking effort, so it's a little bit difficult right now. I am officially back from hiatus. I did need to take August off to do a lot of rest, a lot of rest, and a lot of work. I did most of my work from bed, and as you guys know from my social media platforms, I wasn't actually really gone. I was still posting, still doing some readings, but I needed to pull back a little bit. That is going to continue until the end of the year as I finish up projects that really want to be completed before the end of the year for the community as a whole. If you subscribe to my newsletter, I'll be putting out an announcement also on social media, Instagram, Facebook, about what those updates are, what's coming in down the pipeline, as well as closer to the end of the year, I'll have a bigger picture for you of what you guys can expect going forward. Not many changes going forward, but just what you can expect from the Patreon, what you can expect from both of my YouTube channels and my social media platforms. A lot of new stuff, a lot of fun stuff. I hope that's to come, and some educational material as well. So, there has been a lot. There has been a lot going on. So do make sure that you are staying tuned to all my social media platforms as well as my sister channel here on YouTube, because we are going to have that recap as well as some additional channelings on this energy. But we're going to be doing a Sacred Union energy update today to find out what is going on in your union, what's going on in your ascension relationship, what is going on between the divine masculine and the divine feminine. Quick announcement, hold up, don't skip this. I am running a September sale. It is one of the very few sales that I hold because I already do price everything, all my products and all my services, as low as possible to be of service to you guys. But this is my birthday month. At the end of the month, I'll be celebrating my birthday. I'm not letting you know my age. It doesn't matter, but I'm at that point where we're going to keep that to myself. But it is my birthday month, towards the end of the month. It is also the 3-year anniversary from when I started this channel, Susan Dawn Spiritual Connections. So we have really come a long way, especially in these channelings. It is not at all what I ever expected it to be. If you guys were with me in the very beginning, you know I started with pick-a-piles. You know I started with very 3D relationship kind of readings. That's where I wanted to go. Spirit had another direction for me. And I am very grateful and very blessed to have just followed my intuition, followed my heart, followed their guidance, and you guys have been along with me for the ride, and I am utterly, utterly grateful for all of you to be here. Whether you're new to the channel or whether you have been with me from the start, I want to give a beautiful thank you to you. And so, as a thank you, I am running a sale on all of my services and products. So it is 15% off services and products, $35 and up, and 10% off all of my printables and digital products like my guides, my course books, the Light Language Transmission Chakra Alignment series that we have over on Susan Dawn Ascension Connections as well. If you want the full series, the hour-long transmission that goes through all the 7 chakras, that is available there. So we're going to have some more that is going to be posted over the next few weeks. So do make sure that you're taking advantage of this sale. Again, it is the only sale that I will have throughout the year. One of the only sales like this I will have throughout the year. So do make sure that you are taking advantage of it and book with me now because I am filling up fast for personal readings especially. I have fully updated my website as well, so all of my digital products that you can, or formerly were found on my Etsy shop, can now be found on my website. Can be found in both, so if you're looking for the guides, worksheets, if you're looking for other goodies, I have spiritual surprise boxes, I have zodiac mugs, I have wish bracelets, I have all my message decks and tarot deck over on Etsy, but all of the digital listings are on both places. So on my Etsy shop, and now they're listed under the products page on my website. I wanted a place where I wanted to really be able to house everything. So do make sure that you are checking everything out. If anything is of interest to you, make sure that you check it all out. And also make sure that you explore the site because, like I said, it has been fully updated with a lot of fun content as well. Okay, so let's get into it. And all the information as far as the sale is listed on my website, www.susandonspiritual.com. It's also listed on my social media platforms, so do make sure that you're following all my social media platforms. I do have a special page devoted to my social media on my website where you can find out where I am and how you can follow me. Okay, so thank you for hanging in there with me. It's been a while since I have been here, and I just wanted to make sure that we got all those announcements out of the way. Make sure you're subscribed to my newsletter as well, because I'll be posting announcements, sales, discounts, and etc. over there as well. Okay, whew. Now that that's done, all the housekeeping's out of the way, let's get into this reading. And if you skipped the housekeeping, make sure you go back and listen for some important announcements with regards to what you can expect going forward, as well as some sales. Okay, what is going on with this union? I want to get the union energy first. We're going to get the union energy first, please, Spirit. I'm using some decks that I haven't used in quite some time. The Wisdom of the Hidden Realms, as well as when we get into the tarot bit, I'm going to be using the Psychic Tarot and the Psychic Tarot for the Heart. These are more of oracle-based tarot decks. I just feel the call for just really clear guidance. So let's see what we've got. Okay, we have the Web Weaver, Synchronicity, Divine Intelligence, Cause and Effect. I'm getting called to the energy of the number 4, number 1, building foundations. Yesterday, I'm going to talk about this on Susan Dawn Ascension Connections and a Sacred Channeling as well. But yesterday, we talked about how these sacred unions might feel like they're put on pause a little bit. I'm going to read you guys the message that I had channeled, because it was specific. There was a specific message there for sacred partners. You may feel detached from your counterparts at this time, and you may have been experiencing this through the month of August as well. Now, this is a different detachment than you had felt in the past. This is you in a place of self-empowerment. This is you in a place of just embracing yourself, loving yourself, knowing yourself, especially knowing yourself. This is upholding healthy boundaries. This is you focused on your work or your mission or your projects or your family or yourself. But you have pulled back from the connection in a healthy way, not in a place of resistance, not in a place of, well, he or she isn't coming forward, or he or she isn't doing this, so I'm going to do this. That's not healthy detachment. That's not what we're talking about here. Sometimes you have to go through those phases of detachment to reach this level. So if you're there now, just have patience with yourself and have compassion with yourself. That's an important message that Spirit's bringing forth as well. But we're talking about the healthy detachment where it's like, okay, I see you and honor you for doing whatever it is that you need to do, but I'm not going to focus on you. I'm going to focus on me. I'm going to focus on what I need to do, because I have full faith and full knowing that we will come together again, that we will be working together again, in communication again, intimate again, emotionally vulnerable with each other again, communicative again, whatever it is, whatever your situation looks like. I'll give you guys an example. So my divine counterpart and I, we live together. But over the past several weeks, even though we are extremely close, I mean, not just physically, but emotionally, there has been an energy of solitude. That's the best way to put it. Yes, Spirit. Solitude. That's what it's been like. I've been called to step back and just take some time for myself and my solitude. He's been called to do the same. Now, this is not separation. It might be perceived as separation, but it's just solitude. Both counterparts have kind of entered this hermit energy. And it's because you are weaving a new foundation. It might seem counterintuitive. It might not make logical sense to the egoic mind. But the soul knows what it's doing. And what you're doing in this solitude is you are realigning. This is new information that's coming through. I'm not even reading the message yet. This is new information that's coming through. What you're doing is you are realigning. You are realigning to yourselves, and you're realigning to each other, because remember, you are always in union. Separation is the illusion. You are always in union with your divine counterpart. It's just perception. It's just the trauma. It's just the past conditioning and pain and patterning that tells you that you're not. You are always in union with your sacred partner. And so there has been this call for a step back. So you might not be in as much communication. You might, but you know that if you do reach out, it'll be received. It'll be receptive. That's the difference from maybe before in your connection. It's always important to take your connection in the present moment and not pull in the past. Not think of your present connection as your past connection. Really releasing the past, really letting go of the past. The Journey's End Sacred Channeling, you can find that here on the playlist. It's over on my sister channel as well. That's really important, to let go of the past, let go of who you thought your person was as far as energetically, and who you thought you were, because you're both transforming. You are both going through this transformation. You're both going through this ascension. You're not who you were. And so just as you're transformed and changed, you have to be able to grant your counterpart that same grace. Allow them to transform and change, and thus allow your old relationship, your old journey together to end so that a new one can begin. We've talked about that. That's been coming in over the last several months. But so this perceived separation, so to speak, this solitude, It's not a separation. It might, you might call it like a temporary separation, but it's just a pause in the connection. But that's because that's only in the physical. That's because there is so much that is happening energetically. So what we channeled was this. This is because temporary physical separation, again, you guys pulling back your energy from each other, maybe not communicating, maybe not seeing each other as much. This is needed as you join together energetically to assist and guide this timeline shift, which we'll talk about over on my other channel, into the physical plane. There's a massive, massive collective timeline shift that is happening right now. And with this timeline shift, more unions are going to be coming into the physical plane. But it's because of the work that you're doing as light workers first and foremost. The physical nature of your union would serve as an egoic distraction and is not useful in this current moment. So if you guys were to be in constant communication or constantly meeting, it would be negating the work that you're doing energetically. It would serve as a distraction because you would be pulling in all of the third dimensional templates. I don't know how else to put it. The physical templates, the human templates, paying bills, finances, taking care of the kids, taking care of work, career, relationship dynamics, friends, family. It would be all that stuff that would be pulled into your connection then that would just be a distraction for the work that you're doing energetically together. And you are doing work energetically together because remember, you are always in union. You are always one. This detachment and separation will be cleared shortly, paving the way for permanent physical reunion. And I do feel like September is a pivotal month for this anchoring in. And again, we'll talk about that over on Susan Dawn Ascension Connections as I recap all of this energy and we get more. To talk about it here, as far as the sacred partners, what you're doing, even though you might feel like you are separated, even though it feels like you are in solitude, that detached energy is because you are actually weaving the web together. You are creating together. That's what this is. That's what that 4 number is that they keep pointing me to. You are actually creating and weaving the foundational tapestry, not only of your union, but of the next phase of ascension. And what I'm hearing is you are bridging the way for other counterparts. You're bridging the way for other light workers. You're bridging the way for the next wave. For the next wave of ascension. That is the here and the now. And so the work that you are doing is happening energetically so that you can clear the way, pave the way for your own unions, which further assists the collective. Remember, your sacred union is not just about a physical relationship. It's not just about your human experience. I want to have kids. I want to get married. I want to have a family. I want to do this with my partner. I want to do that with my partner. It's not just about that. That is the icing on the cake. That is the experience, the human experience that you have. But the soul is here for a purpose. The soul is here for ascension. You and your counterpart are here for the purpose of soul ascension. Lighting the way for others, guiding others to ascend. And you do that with your sacred partner. So it's not just about we're going to have a family, we're going to have a relationship, we're going to have romance, we're going to have this, we're going to have that. That is the human perspective. That is a very limited perspective. That is not what these unions are all about. Unions are about ascension. That's really important to understand. And we want the physical relationship. We talk about the physical relationship because that's part of it. We are humans, but we are bridging the human experience and the spiritual experience, the energetic experience, the soul purpose. And so we're not negating the physical. We're not negating the romance. We're not negating the marriage. We're not negating the family. We're not negating whatever it is that you want to create with your sacred partner as far as your dreams, your goals, your wishes, for the experiences that you want to have as a human. But do not focus so much on this aspect that you forget what you're really here for as divine counterparts and the role that divine counterparts, the powerful role that divine counterparts have to play. Okay. That's why we call it ascension relationships. Because with this pure unconditional love that you have for each other, you are helping not only each other to ascend, but that has a ripple effect on the collective as a whole, on the world as a whole. You are changing the world through this awareness. I want to say through this love, but it's more than that. It's through the awareness. All right, let's bring it down a little bit and see what's going on between the divine masculine and the divine feminine. Divine masculine, what's going on with the divine masculine, please? What's going on with the divine masculine, please? The sun dancers. Joyful activity, celebration of life and abundance. I love that. The sun is masculine energy. Again, they're pointing me to the numbers 3 and a 2, narrows down to a 5. 5 is all about change. We've been channeling this energy for the divine masculine for the past several weeks, if not the past several months. There was a significant shift for these divine masculines somewhere around the springtime, beginning of summer, where we channeled the message that it feels like they are a bull in a china shop, where they have this new energy of awareness about themselves. They have this new excitement for life. They have this new excitement for this connection, but they feel a little bit clunky. They're not quite used to it because they haven't lived their life in their emotions. They haven't really understood that they could be happy, that they're deserving of that that's their birthright, that they could be love, that they are love. There's a lot of self-worth issues, a lot of self-criticism, a lot of judgments, a lot of expectations for these divine masculines that had really kept them suppressed, especially in their emotions and their feminine energy up to this ascension journey. And this process for them has been a little bit difficult, understatement, as it's been for divine feminines as well. But for these divine masculines, it has really been about acknowledging their feminine energy, which is emotions, and following their intuition, learning how to trust their intuition, learning how to trust their feminine energy within them, and by default, you as the divine feminine, as their counterpart, as their partner. And so there was a shift where they really began to anchor into, okay, I'm deserving of this. I'm worthy of this. Not from an egoic stance, not from an arrogant stance, but just from recognition of their soul self. Recognition of their soul self. These divine masculines have been recognizing the divinity within themselves, that they are worthy. They have been recognizing their connection to God's source, connection to the universe, connection to the whole, waking up on a whole new level, coming into full awareness of themselves. And as they've gone through this process, they've begun to understand that they can dance with the sun. That's a beautiful phrase that just brought me. They can dance with the sun. That's exactly this. Okay, so I'm getting Christ energy come through now. Yeshua, Jesus, however you want to name him. You can dance with the sun. This is non-religious. We are talking just energy here. That Christ consciousness is that unity consciousness. It is that divine masculine energy. The Christ Sophia consciousness is divine masculine and divine feminine energy in union, and that is the template of what we're bringing down. Dance with the sun, S-O-N. The sun, S-U-N, being masculine energy. The sun represents masculine energy. But they're bringing it to me as S-O-N, and Jesus, this Jesus energy is coming in. They're recognizing their divinity. They're recognizing their strength. They're recognizing the love that they have within themselves. They're recognizing their hearts. They're correcting me. They're recognizing the sacred heart within themselves. And as such, this has not been easy for them. I'm just getting this energy of hesitation, this energy of am I worthy, this energy of wanting to block the heart, wanting to guard the heart. But that's all related to that worthiness piece. They've really been working through that. And so they've been allowing themselves to open up to the love within themselves and the divinity within themselves, and to look at their life as divine, to look at their life as love, no matter what struggles, no matter what challenges, they are now gaining those self-mastery tools to be able to overcome, to be able to not just cope. It's a different energy than cope. What is this? Thrive. It's not just overcome, it's not just cope, but to thrive. To thrive in abundance, to thrive in joy. A lot of these divine masculines had been, because they had been so suppressed and so disconnected from themselves and from Source God, they had been neglecting themselves, rejecting themselves, abandoning themselves. Divine feminines, you've been through this too with your own inner masculine energy. They've been denying themselves life. Now they are opening up to life again and feeling the joy of what happens when they open up to life and just expand, open up their hearts, feel the joy, feel the love, and just embrace life as is, not waiting for the future, not waiting for XYZ to happen, and only until XYZ happens can I do this. I have to wait until XYZ happens, and then I can have this, and then I can be abundant, and then I can have love, and then I can have relationship. They're recognizing the power of the now moment, opening up the heart in the now moment. And they're doing so by releasing the trauma of the past that had them shut down. Their past pain that told them that they're not capable, or they're not worthy, or they'll never have. That programming in their mind that had them shut down. Perhaps it was other people expressing that to them. Now they're recognizing the strength within themselves, the divinity within themselves, the power within themselves, the love within themselves. They're opening up their hearts, dancing with the sun. Beautiful. Divine feminines, what's going on with you, divine feminines? What's going on with divine feminines, please, Spirit? What's the current energy for the divine feminines? A last note about the divine masculine's current energy and what they're experiencing. This has been a process and is continuing to be a process. So patience and compassion for the divine masculine energy, because they are still moving through this. They are still moving through this, but if you, especially if you're in connection with your divine masculine, you might see more of a joyful energy, more of a desire to be part of life, more of a desire to celebrate life, more of a desire to just engage with life without fear, without holding themselves back. This really is the opening of the heart. This really is, and when I say the opening of the heart, it is themselves opening up to the world, opening up to life, inviting life in, embracing life, welcoming it in. I hope that makes sense. All right, divine feminines. Divine feminines. Whoa. I just asked for one card and Spirit's being cheeky. Okay, one card, please, Spirit. One card. Thank you. The Desert Prince. We have survival, false promises. What I'm actually getting from this, though, is divine feminines might be especially feeling that solitude energy. Divine feminines, that detachment, she might especially be feeling that void energy. That's what this really feels like with that, like she's in the desert. Remember when I said that everything feels like it's taking a lot more effort? Everything feels like it's slow moving. Everything, it almost feels like you're moving through quicksand in the physical. Energetically, there's a lot happening. Energetically, there is a lot of forward movement happening. But in the physical, you might be really called to rest. You might be really called to self-nurturing, self-nourishment, self-care. And it's because we're in, it's not quite a void. You're not completely shut down. You're still able to go through your tasks. You're still able to enjoy life. You're still able to be a part of life. You know, you're not completely shut down, but there's a pulling back energy. That's what this is. Let's see if we can get one more card on this, please, Spirit. Anything else you need us to know about this? This one. Fruition, abundance, reaping what you sow. Gaia's garden, yeah. And look at the stark difference here. Look at the difference. You have the desert and then you have the garden. The desert being that void energy. The desert being just lack, 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 lack. The garden being abundant, fruitful, just overflowing. What a stark difference here. What I'm getting from this is there really is a balancing out here. Remember when I just said that there's a lot of movement happening energetically, but it might feel a little bit difficult in the physical? The physical is represented here by this card, the Desert Prince. The energetic is represented here by Gaia's Garden. And what you're doing is you're bringing that template down. You are bringing it into the physical realm. So things might feel a bit slow right now. Things might feel a little bit like it's put on pause right now. You might feel a little bit like you're in the desert or like you're in a void, but it's because, again, there is so much that is happening energetically. Make sure that you're hopping over to my sister channel because we're going to be talking more about this energy coming up. But if you're experiencing this, especially if you're experiencing detachment with your divine counterpart, just know that everything is still aligned. Or I should say everything is coming into alignment. Everything is still forward momentum. We picked up on that energy with the Lion's Gate. The Lion's Gate was bringing in a lot of light codes, massive shifts and massive transformation. And now the physical is playing catch up. The physical realm, this is all coming into the physical realm. And so it might feel, because our physical experiences, our physical bodies are still very dense. Light codes come in order to shift that, in order to change our cellular structure, our DNA, to that more crystalline energy field, to bring us higher into a higher energy field. But the physical world is still very dense because it needs to be tangible. So it does have a little bit of a lag time. So what's happening is you might be feeling or experiencing that lag time, but that does not mean that it's not happening. It does not mean that it's not here already and coming. It's just anchoring into the physical. Remember that everything is energy. And as within, so without. So as it is energy, it then becomes form. That's what's happening here. So everything's coming to fruition, especially your connection, especially your union, but your abundance, your projects, finances, dynamics, or healing, everything is coming into harmony. This is just a beautiful energy of abundance. I don't have another word for it. What I was also hearing, what Spirit was also saying, was these were the seeds that you had planted. These are the seeds that you had planted. So don't lose sight of that. Don't lose your faith in that now. Don't give up just because you're going through a little bit of this right now. You're experiencing a little bit of this void energy. It's okay. Just take this time to take care of yourself. Take this time to focus on yourself and your needs, because time enough, not only are you going to start seeing the fruits of your labor, the seeds that you planted, the abundance, but you're going to start seeing your union come together too. So you're laying the foundation again, you're weaving the web together. And right now these counterparts might need a little bit of solitude. Again, you might be in communication, you might be talking, but it's limited. It's and that's for a purpose. It's so that you don't get held down. It's so that you don't get distracted. It's so that you don't get in your own way and self-sabotage everything that is being created. That's really what this is. It's so you don't self-sabotage or get in your own way for everything that is already being created and that is coming down. So there's a little bit of a lag time, a little bit of a detachment, possibly even a little bit of a void, if you want to call it that. It's just a little bit of a pause, a slow down period for you to take time, take care of yourself, because everything is coming into fruition. Okay, I needed a little bit of a minute there. Okay, let's see, how are you guys feeling about each other? This is more of a ascension energy update for you guys, but let's see how you're feeling about each other and this connection. So, specifically, divine masculine, how are you feeling about the divine feminine and your connection with the divine feminine? Ooh, I just got very heated. Like my cheeks just grew very, very warm. And I'm feeling some fire in the belly. So I do feel like there is intense passion and feelings for the divine feminine from the divine masculine. It's almost like what I'm hearing is the feelings have come online full force. It's almost like over the past year, several years, you always have love for each other. Always. That was that instant soul recognition that you experienced at the beginning of your journey. But as you've gone through your healing together, you've triggered, you've had experiences, you've been clearing out all of the past trauma, wounding, pain, relationships, conditioning, patterning that has been experienced in your life and past lifetimes. That's what you do with your sacred partner, your ascension partners, essentially first and foremost. I don't want to say that that's not to belittle the connection. What you have is a sacred love. What you have is a true divine spiritual connection. It is truly divine. It is truly a sacred marriage. That is what you have. But through that, you are ascension partners. You are helping each other to ascend, for your souls to ascend, to become enlightened, to reach higher consciousness. That's what you're doing. And your mission together is then to... It has a ripple effect, a cosmic effect on the world and on the universe. Because you're doing that in divine love. It's a divine love that you share. But what happens is your past pain, your past traumas, your past conditioning, patterns, etc., comes up between you, and you heal that together. So, first and foremost, well, you are ascension partners. You are helping each other to grow. And I just forgot why I was saying that. Maybe that needed to be said. You guys, I am here. I have seen this. I know this is what's happening. But physically, I am here. Like I said, everything is a little bit of an effort right now. I'm actually surprised I'm even channeling it all right now. Honestly, it's... Whew. Where were we saying that? We're talking about the divine masculine and the divine feminine. We're doing a checkup on how is the divine masculine. Oh, yeah. So you had that instant soul recognition of the love between you, but then your human selves kind of got in the way. All the programming, all the patterning, all the trauma, all the stuff that you experienced, all that soul sludge got in the way. Made you forget. That was the illusion. It made you forget the love that you have for each other. It made you forget the connection. Now, divine feminines, they haven't forgotten. And that's why they have been leading the connection and really doing the work. Now, first and foremost for yourselves, it's not for the relationship, it's not for the other, but that other has been what has been encouraging you to continue doing the work. And then, you guys, you know the journey. So, these divine masculines, they've always felt love for you, but they kind of repressed it. So what I'm actually seeing, let me just do this. What I'm actually seeing is, like a battery pack, where it has like a strip, and it has like, a line that goes up, and it's like green, full charge, full battery. But then it's like, sometimes it dips. If the battery is running low, it dips down to yellow and then red as a caution. Well, what I'm seeing is this. That full love recognition was there when you first met, or when you first encountered each other, or when you were first reunited, whatever your story is. It was there. And then all that soul sludge got in the way. And it was like, okay, the illusion started to take force. The ego started to set in. You had to start going through the ascension process of healing and clearing, etc., etc. And so it was almost like the love was really still there, but it felt a little bit more lackluster. Let me put it this way. It felt, there were too many distractions. There was too much healing. Don't want to say it like that. There was, I hope you guys know what I'm saying. There was doubts, there were illusions, there were questions that really made, even though it's always at the green, you're always in union, you always feel that love for each other. The illusion was that it was falling back into the yellow and the red zones. Okay? That's the best way I know how to say it. That was the illusion. That was the illusion. That was making you think that the love was not there. Well, now guess what? It's aware. is consciously aware. Divine masculines are consciously aware of the love now. It's at full green, and it's not going anywhere. There are no illusions that are pulling the energy down. There are no illusions anymore that are distracting from the awareness of the love that they have for you. Their divine feminine. They are consciously aware of the connection. They might not have the same terminology. They might not approach it in the same way as divine feminine does, with the term sacred partners or twin flames or ascension. They might not use that same terminology, but they are aware of the spiritual connection and bond and the sacred marriage between you two. Again, might not have the words for it, but they are aware of the feeling and the connection and the depth that they feel with you and for you within this partnership, within this connection. They are fully aware. And it's like they're fully online. That's what this feels like. They're fully online. How are they feeling towards these divine feminines? How are they feeling towards these divine feminines? Wow. Holy cow. Okay. And one more. Thank you. Wow. Okay. This is really interesting. Okay, so we have the Two of Wands. This is movement, choices, decisions. What I'm actually called to, and we also have accelerated motion, which is the Chariot. What I'm actually called to is the amount of movement that is happening. You might not be able to see it quite yet, divine feminines, because we're still in this kind of void, desert energy right now, this standstill, this solitude, this hermit energy. Both. But there's a lot that is happening energetically. And there's a lot that's happening in the physical with your divine masculine that has not been revealed to you yet, that you're not seeing. There are decisions that are being made. There are actions that are being taken. There are seeds, new seeds, that they are planting for your connection. That's really interesting that I just heard. What I'm really pointed to are these doorways. You have finances. You have the two rings signifying union. You have this growth. You have these clouds, which signify to me wishes and abundance and just... it's like 10 of Cups energy is what they're saying. 10 of Cups energy, which is wish fulfillment and happiness and joy. It's kind of like head in the clouds kind of energy, but in a much more grounded way. They're not living in their fantasy. They're bringing that down to create it, to take action on it, because they want to come forward. They want to charge forward, to communicate, to express themselves, to take authority over themselves, to lead this connection. Now, lead is not control. Lead is to take action for. They want success here, and they are bringing it. They are bringing it. See if we can get a little bit more. Anything else for this divine masculine? Anything else for these divine masculines, please? Remember when I said, and there's the heart chakra, remember when I said there's like a fire in the belly? That's the solar plexus energy. Bottom of the deck, we have the heart chakra. In the middle, we have conflict and defeat. But again, pointed to the 5 number. This is what is changing. This is where they were. Especially with this connection, this journey has been extremely difficult for divine masculine because especially their feminine energy was so repressed. Their emotions were so repressed, and thus their intuition was repressed. So they were really stubborn, really in resistance to any forward motion, to changing their lives, to changing themselves, because there was this energy of despair. There was this energy of, well, what would it matter? And that also stems from self-worth issues. But what they're starting to see, and what they have been seeing and shifting and transforming, they're transforming out of this conflict, out of this defeat, out of this despair energy, out of this feeling like I can't go on. They're shifting out of this. where they had once been in victim mode, where they had once been in a self-pitying or wallowing energy, they're recognizing with that fire in their belly and their open heart that they now have the ability to change their lives. And I'm also hearing as they change their lives, they can shift the direction of this connection. So a lot of these divine masculines might have been experiencing some remorse and regret over how they had treated you, divine feminine, and this connection in the past, especially if they didn't treat it as the sacred connection it was. If they treated it cavalierly, nonchalantly, if they didn't honor it or cherish you. There's some regret and remorse that's coming through here, but they are taking that and transmuting that, healing that, and they are now allowing themselves to find the strength within themselves to open up their heart and take action towards this connection, to just be open to it, to be open to life, to be open to love. Wow. Significant change for divine masculines these past several months. Do make sure that you are checking out all the timeless readings here on the channel, especially these past few months. This energy, there is not a significant change as far as what we're receiving, but this energy has been a process. So when I say it's not like a stark from here to the last reading. It's all been a process. So do make sure that you're checking out all the messages, all the readings. They are timeless, and they are showing us the process that these divine masculines are going through or experiencing. Okay, let's see what's going on for the divine feminines. How is divine feminine feeling towards the divine masculine? How's divine feminine feeling towards divine masculine, please? Oh, all right, I'm going to take them. Yeah, okay, so she is, again, look how at divine masculines have this heart chakra. Divine feminines are feeling that as well. This is the Six of Cups. This is that reunion energy, that coming together energy. But more than that, I'm getting the heart chakra opening, allowing yourselves to just be open. This is that detachment energy that we're picking up on. It's detached, but in a healthy way. The love is still there. You're not guarding your heart. You're not shutting down your heart. You might be going through a little bit of your own journey right now. You might be focused on yourself. You might be in a little bit of solitude, but you know that your divine masculine is always home and the light is always on. You see that light in the home? You're always in union. And you're being guided back to each other. You're always in union. And so you are learning just to trust this, just to keep your open heart, just to keep that not just that faith, but that knowing. You're really anchored into your knowing. And so you know that not only will there be reconciliation and reunion, but you know that you're being guided home to each other. Wow. And you're doing that by keeping the open heart, despite this desert energy, despite this solitude, despite this detachment. The heart is still open, and that is the key. And divine feminines, it has taken you a long time to get here, but you should be so proud of yourself, because this is the new energy. This is the higher consciousness. This is the higher heart. This is the open heart. This is who you are as a divine feminine. Keeping that open heart. Love. This is unconditional love. Again, you hold your healthy boundaries. You stand up for yourself. You confront things that need to be confronted. You don't hold yourself back. You express yourself. But it's all coming from the open heart. It's all coming from that healthy place. It's all coming from the energy of love. That is who you are. That is your divine essence. That is your self-empowerment. And that is what is leading you to each other. Anything else for divine feminines? What I'm getting called. And look, you got the heart chakra on the bottom of your deck as well. what I'm being called to is, this is the world. This is that completion energy. It's accomplishment, success, victory. Look at, this is what you're doing. That open heart is having a ripple effect on the world, and it is affecting your union as well. And I'm getting, this is a very strange message, so bear with me. This is your divine masculine. It's like, this is you. This feminine energy, this Mother Gaia energy, this feminine energy. You keeping your open heart is creating roots for your divine masculine to open up their heart. It's because of your foundation, your roots of the open heart, you're having this ripple effect on your divine masculine to allow for their open heart. And as they open their heart, guess what? You guys come together in this beautiful sacred union that has a ripple effect on the whole, on the world as a whole. Final message, you guys are embracing each other. You are always in union, both of you, with the open heart towards each other. Don't let the illusion get in the way. Don't let the illusion distract you. Always in this energy of love for each other. Alright, I'm getting called to end here, so that's where we are going to end. I hope that this reading helped you. I am sending you all so much love, so much light, and we'll be back soon. Bye.